And so the jig is up for the heaters. Oil informs Maki to tell Elect and Gas that Granolas and the Saiyans have stopped fighting. It's time to move up their plans. As Elect sends Maki, Gas, and Oil to go and stall the Saiyans, kill them if they can, as he goes off to grant Gas's wish of being the strongest possible. And while at first Gas is kind of just fine the way he is, like, this dude is really feeling himself, thinking, like, I'm fine the way I am. I should be able to kill him just as is. Elect's just like, yeah, but we need a guarantee here. Leave nothing to chance. You are our ace in the hole. He really gasses Gas up. So as they head off, we cut back to the situation with Granola and Monaito and Vegeta and Goku. And of course, Granola's just like, so I've been working with my mother's killers this entire time? Monaito, what the fuck, dude? What the shit? Why did you let this happen, dude? Why did you never tell me? And Monaito's reasoning isn't terrible. He's just like, yo, would have gone off and got yourself killed if that happened. There was no guarantee you would have won over them, and it's true. There really wasn't. Hell, even when we were introduced to the dynamic of Granola and the Heaters, it was fairly obvious it was getting only just then to a bit of a stalemate in terms of power. But Granola is just really broken up over this, and I really can't blame him. Vegeta, though, he's more concerned about whether or not Bardock was able to take down Gas, and Moanaito says yes. So Vegeta thinks, okay, well, Bardock wasn't. He was a low-class warrior, so Gas couldn't have been that strong. But Monaito completely disagrees. Gas was actually fairly powerful, but this is tabled when the sky goes dark for a moment, and then it undarkifies as Elect has made his wish. And then Goku, Vegeta, Granola, they sense this immense power approaching them. And then Maki and Oil show up, confident as ever, because they've essentially won. Of course, Goku, Vegeta, and Granola are all just pissed because they've essentially all been used this entire time. And Granola even questions why do all of this? And Maki just puts it plain and simple, because she became the strongest. Like, there was only a matter of time before he came after us, especially after what they did to his mother. They were going to come after him eventually, especially now that he knew the truth, that he became powerful enough. He was a liability, so it's just like, no, we need this taken care of. But now that they've made their wish, they can keep everything in-house as they reveal the newly transformed G.A.S. Now, I don't know if ultimately the dragon shortened his lifespan as well, but the fact that he's so big and jack, I mean, I guess this means that he had the potential to just keep growing, despite the fact that it's already been 40 years and he never seemed to have gotten any bigger since the last time. Well, since the first time we saw him, chronologically, which would have been the Bardock flashback. But he was about the same size he was, like, 40 years later. So the fact that it took this to get him to a, I guess you could say, adult form is really interesting. Although the fact that he's no longer like a short little pipsqueak is actually kind of unfortunate, because it would have been awesome to see this short little guy just beating the absolute shit out of everyone. But Monaito reveals to Goku and Vegeta that they used the Dragon Balls, and that's how Granola got so powerful. And then, just without missing a beat, Gas just lights up a finger beam and just cuts a swath through everyone, almost just taking all of them out, but he does end up cutting Gas's ship right in half. It doesn't explode or anything, it's just cut right in half, which is kinda insane. But we see the true power of Gas, which is to form energy weapons, as he creates this four-pronged weapon that he throws at Granola and pierces him through all of his limbs, pinning him to his ship. And why did he go after Granola first? Because he's never liked him. It's just like, I never liked you. I was more than enough muscle for the heaters. I've been waiting for the day I was finally free enough to kill you. No, G.A.S has just been mad this entire time because it's just like, no, I have to be Elect's #1. I'm the only muscle that the heaters need. So, like, he really got a complex over all of that. And while Goku tries to step in, G.A.S then does something that really kind of took me off guard. And that's like he forms these heavy blocks around Goku's limbs that are really reminiscent of if you've been watching Super Dragon Ball Heroes. They're very reminiscent of Hearts' little gravity blocks that he just sends out and is able to confine people, and they're stupid heavy. And we find out that G.A.S has been informed by Oil, since he's been overhearing everything, that Goku is Bardock's son. And G.A.S is just like, ah, yes, that's why your face infuriates me. Are there any more Saiyans alive? Or is your father alive? And Vegeta's just like, nah, most of us are dead. So the heaters are just like, okay, so let's just finish what Frieza started. He wiped out most of you. Time to take out the last few. And Goku's just like, why? Why do you need to kill us? We're no longer even a threat to you with the power you've gained. It's just like, G.A.S is just like, yeah, I don't care. You're a threat to our plans. You must be eliminated. So he forms this axe ready to just cut off Goku's head, but then he gets blasted from behind and his swing narrowly misses Goku's head as Granola has managed to recover. I guess the energy weapons of G.A.S dissipate after a little bit of time, but G.A.S takes this opportunity to form a mace and just start wailing on Granola. And of course G.A.S is fairly strong. Maki and Oil basically spell it out. It's just like, since G.A.S's wish came after Granola's, he would be stronger than him, so they're just like, Granola, you stand no chance, give it up, it's futile, just die, blah blah blah, usual villain rhetoric and all that. Meanwhile, Monoito manages to somehow dissipate the blocks around Goku's arms and legs, and he then, in exchange for healing Goku's wounds, asks that Goku help to save Granola, because, I mean, he views Granola as a son. Despite everything that's happened, he's always tried to look out for Granola this entire time. Meanwhile, Granola questions G.A.S as to why they didn't just kill him when he was when he was just a little kid. Why let him live all these years in servitude? And G.A.S is just like, well, by the time we learned that you were still around on planet Cereal, you had already become a pretty notable bounty hunter. So, I mean, even at a young age, he was pretty skilled. And while G.A.S wanted to kill him, Elect isn't one to waste resources, and he saw Granola as a resource, a work for hire to be mined. It's just like, while G.A.S wants to handle everything on his own, having a little bit of extra help doesn't hurt either. And we see that Elect and G.A.S had come to the planet not too long after they had left before and had a meeting with Monaito. And when they questioned why Granola doesn't know anything about what happened to his mother, Monaito explains that he just run off half-cocked and just get himself killed. Yeah, he's skilled, but not skilled enough to take on you guys, which was probably true at the time. And the leg just tells him, keep your mouth shut. If you tell him anything, you both will die right then and there. And so he then offers Granola a job to come work for him. Pay to help get the old man, as it were, out of the boonies for the most part. Meanwhile, in present day, Monaito wonders if he did the right thing, which I think he did ultimately. Yes, it sucks that Granola was basically working for his mother's murderers this entire time, but at the same time, he was right. Granola would not have been able to take on the heaters. And even Goku's just like, you did what you could. You survived. That was the biggest hurdle you had. Don't be ashamed that you chose living over dying. But when Monaito apologizes for not being able to restore Goku's energy, that actually gives Goku an idea that Vegeta should have one Senzu bean left. Unfortunately, it was in some of Vegeta's destroyed armor, so he'd have to go and get it. Meanwhile, we see Granola defeated by Gas, meaning that it's up to Goku to stall Gas with what little power he has, while Vegeta goes and finds that Senzu bean in his armor. Go get it, boy! That way Vegeta can form into what Goku calls the freaky faced mode. I love it. Like, it really is a shot to Vegeta's ego. So he goes racing off while Goku steps in between Granola and Gas, as Gas questions if the endangered species has become friends. And while Goku comments on how cruel they've decided to be with all of this power, Gas is just like, this is just the way of the heaters, and he goes in with this energy dagger to just pierce through Goku, who just transforms into Super Saiyan Blue and manages to shatter the weapon. The first time we've actually seen one of Gas's weapons actually be destroyed. So it's interesting that they're not like invincible despite being made out of his own energy. And I love the battle between Gas and Goku, where Gas is just creating all these different objects like a shield to block and a hammer to go on the offensive. And while that's going on, Oil does notice that Vegeta seems to have disappeared somewhere, as he manages to go off and find the Senzu bean in his armor. And as Goku's continuing to be pummeled, Vegeta, instead of eating the Senzu, goes over to Granola and tells him to eat it. And when he reveals to Granola how the Senzu bean works, he questions, why didn't you eat it? You could have, got your strength back, potentially overpowered me as I was getting weaker and taken me out. But Vegeta is adamant on the fact that this is Granola's fight. I mean, he sees a lot of himself in Granola. This is essentially the Frieza saga for Vegeta. He was working under the person who had killed his family and his people, and he would have loved nothing more than to be the one to take out Frieza, but he didn't get that chance. So he's giving Granola the opportunity that he never got, the opportunity for true vengeance. But will ultimately Granola choose vengeance outright, or will some of Vegeta's teachings over not letting vengeance consume you end up shining to the forefront? Which is hard to say considering the power that Gas wields. He's just too much. And I don't know if Granola's going to have it in him to take this guy out alone. But through a combined effort through Goku, Vegeta, and Granola, I think it might be possible. It would feel just a little too simplistic if this is all that is needed to take down Gas. But tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think our heroes are going to be able to overcome this? Will it be Granola who specifically manages to take down Gas once and for all? Or will it be through a combined effort? Which again, I feel is the most likely outcome because it doesn't cheapen the strength that Gas has managed to gain here and now. But again, let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section below. How much lifespan do you think Gas ended up losing because of this witch? And if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notification. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and remember, don't take odd jobs from strangers. They might have killed your parents. Till next time, bye-bye.